Dear students, welcome to my YouTube channel Vishwa Chetna Classes. Today we will discuss about the chemistry section of class 10th, first chapter, chemical reaction and chemical equation. First of all, in this chapter we will study about chemical reaction and types of chemical reaction. What is chemical reaction? A chemical reaction is a type of reaction in which reactants react together to form product. Such type of reaction might be under process between two elements or elements or compounds. As for example, you can take when you burn a magnesium ribbon in oxygen, you will get MgO and it burns with a sparkle, and the reaction behind this is 2Mg plus O2 arrow twice MgO. This is the chemical equation. And similarly, when you add a small pieces of zinc to dilute HCl or H2SO4, you will get the bubble of hydrogen. Here you will see Zn react with H2SO4 to form zinc sulfate and H2 gas got evolved. There are many types of reaction. You can take example. First of all, remember that the component which take part in reaction is called reactant, and the component which is formed after reaction, that is called product. After that, we will study about types of chemical reaction. Types of chemical reaction. In this section we will study four types of chemical reaction. Mainly, first one is addition reaction or combination reaction. Second one, decomposition reaction. Third one, displacement reaction. And fourth, double displacement reaction. That means there are four basic type of reaction which can further divided into many parts. The first reaction is addition reaction. In this reaction, two or more reactants combine together to form only one product, that is called addition reaction. You can take simple example, C plus O2 arrow CO2, carbon combines with oxygen to form CO2 is simple example of addition reaction. On the other hand, you can also take 2Mg plus O2 arrow 2MgO. Magnesium react with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Second reaction is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction, by its name it is clear, such type of reaction in which a compound undergo decomposition to form more than one product. These reactions are endothermic reactions. Endothermic means such type of to perform such type of reaction must be energy supplied to the reaction. Such type of reaction you can take example, when calcium carbonate got heated, it undergo decomposition to form calcium oxide and CO2. That means the decomposition reaction can be divided into three types. First type is decomposition by heating or thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition, the best example is CaCO3 undergo heating to form CaO and CO2. Second one is photochemical decomposition. That means decomposition of a compound by the use of sunlight or the energy obtained from sunlight. You can take the example of such reaction 2MgBr arrow sunlight and twice Mg plus Br2. That means silver bromide undergo decomposition in presence of sunlight to form silver and bromine. Third one is electrolytic decomposition. Electrolytic decomposition means when a compound is taken in a beaker and cathode and anode are added to it with supply of electricity. That means that compound undergo breaking to form more than one product. Such type of reaction is known as electrolytic decomposition. You can take example when H2O undergo electrolysis, H2 and O2 is formed. That means equation will be 2H2O arrow to, electric current arrow 2H2 plus O2. That means it is all about decomposition reaction. Third reaction is displacement reaction. Displacement reaction is a reaction between an element and a compound. In this decomposition reaction, more reactive element decomposed displaced, not decomposed, displace less reactive element from its salt solution. You can take example Zn plus H2SO4 arrow ZnSO4 plus H2. Here Zn displace hydrogen from its H2SO4 sulfuric acid solution. You can take many other example also. Zn plus FeSO4 arrow ZnSO4 plus Fe. There are many such type of displacement reactions. In this displacement reaction section, many questions are asked. What happens when iron is added to copper sulfate solution? In this section you will see the color of copper sulfate is blue, and when iron nail is added to copper sulfate solution, iron sulfate is formed and copper got precipitated. That means in this process the blue color of copper sulfate got changed into light green color. And after that, fourth one is double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction is a type of reaction between two compounds. When two compounds react together to form new compound by the exchange of their cation and anion, such type of reaction is known as double displacement reaction. You can take simple example. When HCl react with NaOH, what will be formed? NaCl will form and H2O. This reaction can be given as best example of double displacement reaction. It is all about four type of reaction, but in between you will also see some other reaction. As for example, exothermic and endothermic reaction. So first of all, exothermic reaction, such type of reaction in which heat is released during the process of reaction, that is known as exothermic reaction. You can take example when calcium oxide react with water, calcium hydroxide is formed and water get heated by the release of heat. On the other hand, carbon when burns in oxygen, CO2 is formed plus heat is released. Our digestion of food, in this process glucose undergo oxidation to form CO2 and H2O and heat is released. All such type of reactions are exothermic reactions. Next one is endothermic reaction. What is endothermic reaction? Endothermic reaction is a type of reaction in which heat got absorbed during the reaction. All decomposition reaction came under this category. You have just studied that when calcium carbonate got heated, it breaks, undergo breaking to give CO2 and H2O, and it is endothermic reaction. Decomposition of AgBr by sunlight is also an example of endothermic reactions. And there will be another type of reaction which came under displacement or double displacement reaction. A new type of reaction is precipitation reaction. Precipitation reaction is a type of reaction in which reactant react together to form such type of product which is insoluble, and this reaction is known as precipitation reaction, and the compound formed during the process is known as precipitate. You can take the example, very simple example. When AgNO3 solution is added to NaCl, you get a white precipitate of silver chloride. It is an example of precipitation reaction. You can write the equation like this: NaCl plus AgNO3 arrow AgCl plus NaNO3. This one is the example of precipitation reaction, and the last reaction in this section in first chapter of chemistry is redox reaction. Redox reaction has two parts. First one is known as oxidation and second one is reduction. First of all, we will learn about oxidation reaction. Oxidation is a type of reaction in which addition of oxygen took place. You can take example C plus O2 arrow CO2. In this equation you will see oxygen gets attached with carbon to form CO2, and so the oxidation of carbon took place. Similarly, what is reduction reaction? Reduction reaction is a type of reaction in which removal of oxygen took place. That means addition of oxygen is called oxidation and removal of oxygen is called reduction. There are many other definition of oxidation and reduction, but they are not in class 10th syllabus. It will be studied in class 11th and 12th. The example of reduction reaction is when ZnO react with carbon, what happens? Zn is formed and CO get liberated. In this equation, ZnO removes oxygen and so it undergo reduction. After such type of reaction, this chapter has another section that is called chemical equation. To write the chemical equation, first of all, you should have mastery on how to write the chemical formula of compound. If you are not able to write the chemical formula of a compound, then you can't write the equation. First of all, what is chemical equation? A chemical equation is a type of equation which tells us about the chemical reaction and how it is taking place. It has two types. First one is word equation. What is word equation? Word equation is that the reaction is written in terms of word. As for example, carbon plus oxygen arrow carbon dioxide. If you write this in this way, the equation is known as word equation. And second one is known as formula equation. What is formula equation? If a chemical equation is represented by the symbol of element or compounds, that means a chemical equation represented in terms of symbol of elements and compounds is known as formula equation. That means you can take example, hydrogen react with chlorine to form hydrogen chloride. H2 plus Cl2 arrow HCl. This equation is known as formula equation. And formula equation can be classified into two types. First one is known as a skeleton equation. What is a skeleton equation? The unbalanced chemical equation is known as a skeleton equation, and its another type is balanced chemical equation. Balanced means total element present in reactant will be equal to the total element present in product. As for example, when you write an equation Mg plus O2 arrow MgO, in this equation you will see it is not balanced, and so it is known as a skeleton equation. On the other hand, if you write 2Mg plus O2 arrow 2MgO, in this equation you will see on the both sides the elements are balanced, because 2 magnesium atom to left side and right side also, and oxygen atom are also equal. Such type of equation is known as balanced chemical equation. You can take many example from your book NCERT and other also to understand that which equation is known as a skeleton equation and which one will be balanced chemical equation. And in this chapter you have also studied about how to balance the chemical equation. In this method you will study a method that is known as heat and trial method. uh, you must be perfect yourself by heat and trial method to balance the chemical equation. And after that there are only two small topics, that is known as uh, rancidity and corrosion. You know corrosion, you will study it in uh, forward chapter, that is metal and non-metal. Corrosion means what? The decay of outer metal surface in presence of oxygen and water is known as corrosion. You can take many type of example which took place around us. That in this reaction what happens, the metal react with oxygen in presence of water to form metal oxide, and so the outer surface of metal gradually undergo decay and it is known as corrosion. You can take example rusting of iron. Iron Fe react with oxygen in presence of moisture to form ferric oxide, that is known as rust, and the process is known as rusting. You can also see the layer of aluminum oxide on aluminum utensils, layer of copper oxide and copper carbonate and copper utensils, which are the example of corrosion. You can prevent it. There is a simple method to prevent corrosion. How? You should break up the contact of metal with oxygen. In this process you can do many things, such as uh, by galvanizing metal surface, by using paint, grease, etc., converting metal into its alloy, and such type of method are very helpful to prevent corrosion. And the last topic is rancidity. Rancidity means when oil or fat containing substances are brought in contact with oxygen, they undergo oxidation, and so their taste and smell undergo changes, and this one known as rancidity. You will see the chips packets are filled with nitrogen gas. Why? Because nitrogen gas replaces oxygen, and the chips cannot come in contact with oxygen and remain fresh for a long time. Such are the method to prevent rancidity. And after that, when you remember all these things in this chapter, then you will be perfect in chapter 1. After some times I will also load video of next chapters also. This video is only for 18 or 19 minutes, and it will be beneficial for you to revise whole chapter, because in less time you must go through all the chapter before examination. And if you like the topic and it is beneficial for you, then you must like or subscribe my channel and share it to another students as much as possible. Thank you.